Hey guys, what's going on? This is Wayne Steven with Next Level Lifestyle, and I'm not going to bore you with the particulars. You know why we're here. You see that I have a Vince Carter shirt on. Forget the first name. We're going to talk about that last name, and we're going to talk about this second number. That's right. This is the album review for the Carter 5. But I do have a couple of first things first that I'd like to get out the way. First things first. This is not a first reaction video. So if you're looking for a first reaction video and you happen to ignore the title where it says this is not a first reaction video, I apologize. This ain't that. This album took entirely too long to come out, and I'm entirely too much of a Lil Wayne fan to sit here, listen, and then reacting and give it to y'all like we sitting here listening to it for the first time. This is for fans of the music. This is for fans of the culture. This is for fans of Lil Wayne who have been waiting, anticipating this album dropping. People who check their phone 5 times after 9 o'clock to see if that album had dropped. Now, the second first things first is we're going to be taking our time with this one. This isn't going to be a rush through reaction review. This ain't gonna be that. We're gonna talk about some things real quick, and if you're not from the listening generation, this ain't for you. So let me get right down to the business. Since Carter 4 dropped, since Free C5 has been a hashtag, Lil Wayne has blessed us with material since that moment to right now. He's given us Sorry for the Wait 2. He's given us No Ceilings 2. He's given us D6 and D6 Reloaded. That is a full plate of Lil Wayne bars that we had to hold us over until we heard that he'd be dropping this album on his birthday. When I heard that, and when I heard Pistol on My Side, which is going to be off the Swiss Beats album Poison, I was like, he's back. Because I heard Pistol on My Side and I was like, there's no way he's going to take Pistol on My Side and let that be hotter than what he's going to bring with Carter 5. I want to tell you something about Carter 5 right off the bat. This is a listener's album. Right from the gate, I want to let you know this. This isn't for the kids who like to bebop and fast forward and skip and ignore. This is a listener's album. This is for the hip hop fan that likes to turn their lyrical ears on and listen for the slick punchlines, because he has nothing but those on this album. Second thing about this album, it is very versatile. If you're looking for all types of, all one Wayne, you're not gonna get that. This album is not all over the place like on some, and I'm no disrespect to Kanye, but this album is not an all over the place Kanye album. This is a Lil Wayne reflective, diverse, party, bars, think about. It's everything that he's been going through his turmoil with Cash Money Records and Baby burning them for multi-millions of dollars, to just him letting people know that he needs to still be in the conversation. For me, he's number 2 on that conversation list, by the way. I did a top 5 rappers of all time list a few months back. He's definitely either 2 or 3. I can't remember. My memory fails me right now. But he's letting people know that he still needs to be in that conversation. And right off the jump, the first thing that I noticed about this album is he makes it very personal immediately. And he didn't do that for the casual listener. He did that for people who are fans of him and who know what he's been through over the last few years. The first song on the album isn't really a song. It's basically his mom talking. I'm not going to play that for a couple of reasons. One, you can't break down, a mom's words. Number 2, I don't feel like getting emotional on this video, because she gets emotional, she cries, and she, basically praises him for everything that he is in her life. And I'm not doing that to myself. So I'm going to go to the very first actual song called Don't Cry. Now, what I didn't know prior to hearing this song is that this was a XXXTentacion song, I think before that. But he handled this very well. So right from the gate, I'm just going to jump it off with Don't Cry. I'm going to tell you I was very impressed by it. Not knowing Triple X's music, I was so impressed by this song. And enough talking.
Hungry, so hungry, need my family tree next to a money tree with a bunch of leaves in the Garden of Eden with a bunch of Eves, no fruit punch for me. I sipped from the fountain of youth, so if I die young, blame the juice. Bury me in New Orleans, tombstone reads, don't cry, stay tuned, bring me back to life. Gotta lose a life just to have a life, but if heaven's as good as advertised, I want a triple extension on my motherfucking afterlife. Rest in paradise.
So, yo, that whole last four bars was just spectacular. Like, and the play on words with triple extension on my afterlife was very, I like that. I like that he's not too old to pay homage. You feel me? Like a lot of older rappers, they feel like they don't gotta pay homage to younger dudes if younger dudes made an impact on what the game was when they were in it. And I think a lot of that is missing. That mutual respect in the music game is, to me, is not present. And on this song, I feel like that's what happened. And I always appreciate that. The next song is Dedicate. And the reason I like this song is because he used a 2 Chainz sample in it, where 2 Chainz is paying homage to him off of the album Collie Grove. And I thought that was dope. I love the fact that, I love when homage is paid, because nobody can exist without the previous generation laying some sort of foundation, even if it's in the most minimal fashion. Like, the thing about rap is it changed so drastically from Nas to Jay-Z. They weren't even rapping the same style. And rap before Nas was completely different than, to the point where that style disappeared altogether. So, saying that to say, when rappers pay homage to one another and acknowledge the fact that nobody can exist without somebody first pre-existing is something I always love, because it can be a competition without being a disrespect sport. And I think that's a lot of that is lost in music today. Like, people feel like it has to be a disrespect sport. It doesn't have to be that at all. It can be mutual respect, but I'm still out to burn you down any chance I get when I spit bars. Like, it can be that without it being malicious. So this next song is called Dedicate. I think the song is dope. Here we go.
Eyes, two view, but two blind, two bloom. Who lies to you? Two middle fingers that's up high. To whom it may consume. Kaboom. Goddamn, who knew that I am the guru with voodoo that suit you? The high hand with shooters that shoot through the Iron Man and see through the comment. And I hear a diamond. I turn a goddamn into a guy's plan. Go over the diagram and get to the job, man. Watch for the spy cam. Sit back and watch it. Do not watch it. Watch it. Give me some time, man. I am the bomb, man. I am gonna swim till I come out on dry land or on a frying pan. No, we did not land. No Plymouth Rock, but it landed on our land.
He said, I'm gonna swim till I come out on dry land, not the frying pan. I had to stop it right there. Because, well, first of all, this is so, you know what I think is so dope? Wayne has been messing with this flow that he's doing right now. He did a variation of it on D6, the song Back from the 80s on D6. D6 Reloaded, as a matter of fact, the second one. So check that out. It's called Back from the 80s. He's tampering with that. It's that continuous flow that I'm not going to catch a breath, but I kind of am. And you got to stay with it because the punches are coming. The cadence is hard. Like, he's giving you the punches back to back to back, or the metaphors back to back, or he'll metaphor set you up for the hard punch, but it's still staying in that cadence. Like, I'm gonna swim until I come out on dry land, not the frying pan. Like, I'm gonna keep pushing until I'm victorious, but I ain't trying to be, I'm not gonna get victimized by the situation. Like, that's so dope. And I think that's part of the game that was missing, that Wayne was holding on to. Those punchlines, like 2 Chainz and Wayne, to me, now mind you, let me slow down when I say this. Wayne and 2 Chainz are nowhere in the same realm lyrically. I feel like Wayne is miles ahead of 2 Chainz, but in the sense of cleverness, like for him to ride that flow and that beat being such a vibe, and then to be like, I'm gonna keep swimming until I hit dry land, not the frying pan. That was very 2 Chainz-esque, because it was a punch, but it was like, did you really just say that? Like, it was clever. I like wit. I like wit, and it's that's one thing that you can't take away from Wayne. This next song is called Uproar. Swizzy on the beat. I'm not even gonna preface it. I'm just gonna play it. Where my Harlem Shakers at in this one?
What the fuck you smoking for? What the fuck though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the fuck though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. You're a roughneck, I'm a cutthroat. You're a tough guy. That's enough jokes. Then the sun died. The night is young though. The diamond still shine. Get a rough hole. What the fuck though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2.
I can't keep going. I'm gonna go nuts on this joint. Like, first of all, right? That Harlem Shake bounce is like the special delivery bounce, but with the love come down, that combination of beat, like, if you don't lose your mind in the club and the dance floor is not packed, your generation is whack. Like, when a song like this came on when I was young in the jam, the moment the beat drops, everybody's on the dance floor. Like, this is one of those songs. And the crazy thing about it is Wayne was never a I'ma make the dance floor jam-packed song maker. He was never that. But for him to throw this on there, I'm blown away. Like, I can't even, like, when I first heard the song, I was at the gym and I lost my mind. Like, I was like, what? I'm glad I didn't have a weight in my hand, because whatever I was lifting at that time, I would have lifted it 100 times, because this song just threw me in a space. I was like, yo, not really. You can't really be doing this right now. Like, I was bugging. But this is definitely a song unlike Wayne has done before, because he never made it. I'm gonna get the dance floor jam-packed song, and this is that. The next song up is Let It Fly, right? Now, I'm going to tell the truth right from the gate. I'm not one of those people that forces myself to like Travis Scott like everybody else does. I do believe he's talented, but I do believe he misses a lot. On this particular song, I feel like Travis missed. And I know that's not going to be a very popular opinion, but I don't do this for popular opinion. I don't do this for views. I do this for real hip-hop fans who want to listen to an album be discussed. And I feel like Travis missed on this one. I feel like they like what they tried to do, they almost did it, but they didn't do it. And I feel like they were just resting on the fact that Travis Scott was on the song. I'll let you be the judge of that. That's just my opinion. One man versus, how many people are going to watch this video. But I feel like they almost did it. But, like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it as much as I thought I would, given the combination of artists that are on it.
We at the top in the discussion. They're mixing alcohol and they dressing. The demon in their eyes and they clutching. I feed them at a ball and they busting. I kept the top at the wind and I'm riding around. In my hands I got it.
Alright, I'm going to stop at the Travis part, and I'm going to fast forward to Weezy part here in a second. But I do want to say that, like, upon listening to it, like, right now, I'm not mad at it more than maybe I don't know, maybe I expected a little more from Travis lyrically, but I'm not mad at it. Like, I was vibing to it as I was sitting here listening to it, because sometimes I miss things, even in listening to them, but then I'll catch it again, and some things will just grow on you when the beat hits you or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna go to Weezy part because I'm not gonna lie, he was spitting fire on that.
In mind and keep in mind that we don't mind losing our mind. Free your mind, read your mind, read your mind. Body take a week to find. The cops gonna be like, never mind what's on your
Body take a week to find, the cops be like, never mind. Yo. Imagine a crime investigation that ended like that. Be like, Jiminy Crickets, Ted, where's the body? It took us a week. Never mind.
It's a thin line, I know you know the line. Second line, tune she got effective lines. Rough edges like a box of checker fries, that's the line.
I don't know if any of you have ever eaten Checkers, but the fries have rough edges. That's a bar. That's a bar. So, that song being what it was, right? I'm going to recant my statement earlier. And I very rarely do that, because usually when I have an opinion about a song, it takes a little longer for me to change my opinion on it. But as I listen to the beat and how Travis is riding it, I don't know if I expected more from Travis, and I can't say I expected more from Wayne, because Wayne's verse was hard. So I don't know if I expected more from Travis, but maybe Travis dialed it down as to it wasn't a competition thing, like he was just an addition to the song. I almost feel like Travis wasn't initially gonna have a verse, but I enjoy the song. Like I said, I wasn't in love with it, but I do like it more than I did when I first heard it. The next song is called Can't Be Broken. I like Wayne's mindset on this one. And it's not just from the title. You're going to see what I'm talking about here in a second.
They could do all they can do, but they can't break unbreakable. They scared to face the truth because they hate the view. They taste the juice, I hope it make them puke. I'm breaking loose. Should I throw up the deuce or should I wave the deuce? In 1982, my mama take me to a space shuttle. Say now I'm raising you, and ain't no baby food unless you go and take the neighbor's food and be afraid of poo. I made a loot when money went from almond green to navy blue. I said salute, bulletproof, I gave them proof. Sometimes feel like my head is smooth, twisted like tornadoes too. Man, I'ma need some crazy glue.
So, there's another thing I wanted to point out thus far, as this album is concerned. Wayne's beat selection, which is sometimes questionable, because, you know, we can try to over-glorify, you know, who our favorites are and all of this, or we can try to undersell them. In this day of intentional hate, I don't even know what to think anymore when people start talking. But as for me, you know, I like to be realistic. On Carter 4, his beat selection was good. Carter 3, the beat selection was kind of whack. Carter 2 was the best beat selection possible for me as far as all the Carters are concerned. But his beat selection on this album, to me, was even above Carter 2. Like, I feel like the time that he took off to make this, his perspective on himself changed. And he's talking about a lot of things. He's being very personal thus far on this album. And that's something that I can say, like, he talked about things before, but when you're a 37-year-old man who looks back on life and you've been cheated and swindled by somebody who said they loved you, you've been left in the cold by people who claim to be your brothers, like, there's just so many things that, like, up till now, when you create something like this, that you can't just rap. You can't be like, here's some raps, guys. Let me just give you some raps. Like, nah, at this point, you gotta be like, yo, I need to give y'all, I need to talk to y'all. I need to give y'all something. I need to give y'all a piece of myself. And I feel like that's what he did. And that's something I always appreciate from artists, because there's so much facade that goes on that you don't get to see the artist for who they are through their music sometimes, because there's so much smoke and mirrors going on. But I don't feel like that's the case with this. This next song is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's featuring Nicki. Another song that I'm not necessarily in love with, but I understood why it was done, and I love what it's saying.
Clips in my astronaut helmet, kinda shifted full of lipstick. Planet of the apes, and she is my prescription. We out of this world, baby, we have been evicted. Intergalactical love, this is for you. On the dark side of the moon. And if you happen to get there before me, leave a message in the dust just for me. If I don't see it, I'll be waiting for you.
This is one of those songs that's like a vibe. Like you gotta be in the mood for it, and you gotta be in the right heart space and mental space. And that's another thing too. Like I was trolling them Twitter streets this morning, seeing what people had to say about the album because I knew I was going to do a review. Again, I knew I wasn't going to do a first reaction because I feel like this album deserved to be listened to and opinion to be shared on it as somebody who loves music and loves the culture, digesting music and then going, okay, let me give people out there what my opinion on this is. Saying that to say, the album hadn't even been out for 5 hours and people were calling it trash. And the funny thing about that is I feel like people don't want their emotions messed with unless they're the ones facilitating that. They don't want their thought process in the midst of listening to someone who's not typically thought-provoking to mess with their emotions like that. Like this song, like Meet Me on the Dark Side of the Moon, is like, you know, like let's go to that place that's just for us. Like, and I think a lot of people don't like to think about stuff like that because everybody's hard or super emo. So that doesn't even fit into their scheme. It's just weird, like how people judge music these days. Like they don't even listen to it to try to enjoy it. And the funny thing about me saying that is somebody said that to me when I did my review on the Nas album. Like I wasn't trying to enjoy it. No, I really was because Kanye produced it and I was hoping to enjoy it. I just didn't. But with this, like, I get it. I get why he's trying to draw you in. And I love it. This next song is called Mona Lisa. It's with Kendrick Lamar. I really wish I could play the whole thing because Kendrick bodies his verse. But I don't want to belabor you guys. Let me just say that this song is a great mixture of two creative MCs whose minds don't operate in the same realm as most people who rap.
I see niggas in this bitch starting popping bottles, getting drunk with these bitches, and when they leave, they get followed. Fall asleep with that bitch and really don't know much about her. Then she let us in, we take all of your shit, and when you wake up, and they so pretty, and they had lengthy, he hit it and sleep on her titties. Then she give us the word, we come through with AK to stick up. She scream like a victim, like you feeling so silly. I smoke color purple, I'm up in here feeling like silly. Ooh, nappy ass dress, what's that you say? Watch your mouth, Millie Vanilli.
So long story short, this is an age-old tale of the setup girl. This new generation don't know nothing about the setup girl. The setup girl is the bad chick in the club that really worked for a stick-up guy, and all them dudes balling and throwing money in the air and bottle service and all this other stuff. Now he send his setup girl to you. You take his setup girl home. You smash. She sets you up for the robbery, either by armed robbery face-to-face or by you telling these chicks all your business. And it's like, it's an age-old tale. And I very seldom hear rappers rap about the setup girl. The only one other time in my memory vividly that I remember somebody rapping about the setup girl is this song called Veronica off of Onyx Shut 'Em Down album from 1998, around that time. But it's called Veronica. Look it up, Onyx. Shut 'Em Down album, song's called Veronica, about the setup girl. Very similar to this. Just as creative. And I love when something reminds me of something else that I thoroughly enjoyed, especially if lyricism is involved. But again, and this is not a knock against the newer generation. It's just they don't appreciate when they hear something and can go, oh man, that was dope. I need to capture this moment and really live in it. Because we don't live with albums. And we don't live with bodies of work. We're just taught to, all right, did you like that this week? Cool, something else coming out next week. Stop liking this and start liking that. Be prepared to hate on this next week. And that's just something I find very disturbing, especially because music is supposed to be enjoyed. Music is an art form. Like, it's created so that it can be enjoyed. It's not created so you can forget about it in a week. And I feel like that's where we are. And it's almost like we can't like two things at once. Like, there's no coexisting when it comes to liking something. Like, you can't like Kanye's album and Pusha's album. You have to say Kanye's album sucks and Pusha's album was dope. No, you don't. You can like everything for a different reason. And that's just my 2 cents on that. I don't appreciate the thought process of people today. Even people from my generation who've allowed themselves to begin to think like people of this generation. Like, when did we stop appreciating bodies of work just because they happen to come out more frequently? That just gives us more stuff to listen to. It doesn't mean we get to forget about the other stuff. Again, my 2 cents. Next song is called What About Me with Sosa Man. I'm saying this right now. I don't like this song. So I'm not playing it. I'm not going to waste my time and play it when I didn't enjoy it. It's one of those things I listened to only because I felt like I owed it to the body of work to listen to it. But the song's called What About Me. If you want to listen to it, feel free. This next song is called Open Letter. This is perhaps one of the most introspective songs I've ever heard Wayne do. And I'm just going to let the song speak for itself.
Talk about some real life shit. Goodbye, letter, dear life shit. So if a nigga kill me, hope he mean it. I just hope I die for a reason. They probably won't miss me till they need me. Have problems with that man that they need me, Lord. I'm talking about some real life shit. Goodbye, letter, dear life shit. Way too concerned to be conceited. I live and I learn. Then die trying to teach him, Lord. Die trying to reach him. They care more about how much I leave and where I leave it.
They care more about what I leave than where I leave it. You can't, as a person, you can't tell me that you've never felt inside the things that he's said thus far. I know everybody's too cool, everybody's hard, nobody feels anything, everybody's emo, everybody lets nothing bother them. I get it. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that really feel things. Like, every last one of us have felt what he's felt so far on saying this. This song grabbed me right away. Because sometimes you do wake up and you don't feel like nothing. Like, you wake up feeling like that sometimes. You wake up wondering why people even mess with you. And sometimes you might have, a person who you quarreling with, and you might be like, yo, I hope if somebody kill me, I hope they mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope I die for a reason. And that's one of the things that stuck out to me. If I die, I hope I die for a reason. Like, I remember when Lil Wayne bus got shot at. And I really didn't, not that it was up to me, but I didn't really want him to die early because I knew that he had yet to really, how Jay-Z say, first you grab their ear, then you grab their heart. I feel like he hadn't yet grabbed a heart yet. I do feel like on this album he will grab a few hearts. But if he would have got killed at that moment when his bus got shot at, he would have died for no reason. So, like I said, you can't be a person and say that you've never felt these things that he's talking about. Like, you'd be lying to yourself. The song gets a lot deeper, but again, to be honest with you, I don't know how much YouTube is going to allow me to play. And I really want this video up because I want people to know that this is an album review, not a reaction, because a review is a little more personal. Like I said, I don't do it for the views, man. I do it for the fans of music. And that's who I'm trying to reach. I could care less about your million view people. If that's what you do, that's cool. Your brand is dope. But I do other things outside of this, and I really do this because I'm passionate about it, not because I'm looking for a million views up under my joint. But this next song is Famous with Reginae Carter. I guess she's singing the hook. Not gonna lie to you, I don't like this one either. So that makes 2 songs that I really don't dig. This Famous and What About Me. I don't like it. I don't think he's his best self. I think he was giving a look to other people on those 2 songs thus far. And it's just not, I appreciate the fact that he wanted to give a look to his daughter and to this dude Sosa Man, but at the same time, I didn't like it. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to. It's called Famous. You check it out if you want to. Next song is Problems.
If loving me is wrong, I don't wanna be right, then bitch you hate me. I'm never wrong, one time I thought I was wrong and I was only mistaken. I live all alone, no house, telephone, talk to you later. I'm never home, one time I thought I was home and it was only the matrix. Off button, pause button, stop button, lock button, belly button, big old titty, she pop buttons, head button, Versace button down, up button to the top button. Percocets, that's my buttons, hit the pop button. Psychopath, blunt big, big as Mama June off the diet plans.
I'm laughing because it's not like Wayne at his best, but I think Wayne is at his most entertaining when he's just taking bars and just flipping metaphors back to back. Like I think he's at his most entertaining when he does that. And it makes me laugh because it's like watching somebody who you ever see, you know, all right, so you ever watch those videos with Steph Curry shooting 3-pointers from the perimeter? He's just shooting and he just catches it and he's shooting it any kind of way and he's like, all right, this time I'm not going to touch the rim. So he's shooting it his highest. That's what I think when I think about Wayne just getting on the track with a beat, taking metaphors, punchlines, and just playing with them. Like, I like watching people play with words, especially if they're really good at it and they make it feel effortless. Like, I feel like he was like, yo, watch this. And he just walked to the studio because he's little. So I always elf him into situations. And he just hops in the booth, puts his headphones on, makes the light, blunt noise, and just starts playing with words. And then, like, in between takes, he just looks at the people that he's with and just starts chuckling. Because when you're doing something that effortless, you can't help but chuckle. Next song. Dope Niggas. Wayne and Snoop. It's funny to me because it's going to be funny to you. And dig the sample though. Peep the sample.
Wide in the library, nigga, or the flowers on your grave gon' be dying every winter. And as long as I'm alive, I'm a financial wizard. Long as I can make $1 out of dime and a nickel. Thank the Lord I'm not a broke nigga. I get money, I'm a hustler. So if you're buying what I'm selling, you a customer. See, I can get it to you anywhere, anything.
Let me say something about Snoop that's an unpopular opinion. Snoop can't rap. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like, he may have a voice that when he's flowing, you're like, oh, okay. But Snoop has never been one of those guys that you'd be like, yo, I would hate to see anybody battle Snoop. Nobody says that. Nobody would say that. To me, Snoop can't rap. Like, he can flow. He can say words and make them sound real good. Hop on a beat and make it sound smooth. From the hood, crippin'. Like he can do that. And you'd be like, yo, I got you. Like, he can style on them. You know, it's like that dude that could skate real smooth, but he can't really do no tricks. But you know he not gonna fall. That's Snoop on the track. Like, he not gonna fall, but he not about to spin around. He not about to hit you with the bow. He not about to hit you with the skate tricks. But he going, you know, he gonna do what Snoop do on tracks. But the reason I laughed is because he did it again. Like, Wayne did it again. Like, he hopped on the track and was like, words. And all of them were, he back-to-back metaphored you, and he speaks in pictures. So, like, he was like, oh, you know, if you got money in your mind, I'm gonna aim at your temple. Like, right after he said he's gonna shoot you in the middle of your eyebrow. Like, it's just, again, now I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of it gets repetitive as far as like the gun references and the metaphors about, you know, different ways to kill you and all that other stuff. All right, I will give it to the woke lyricist and say that gets a little repetitive. But to the battle rap listener and battle rap participant in me, makes me listen to stuff like that and chuckle because it's funny. Like, it's like comedy on a track. Like, how many different ways can I kill somebody? Oh, all right. Like when he said, you know, something about the clothesline in the last song. I mean, he's clever. Like, You have to, there's a difference between lyricism to me and like clever wit rapping. Cause like I can have Immortal Technique, Nas, Lord Jamar, J. Cole, super woke rap, nappy head, nappy fro, anti-establishment, Wale all day. Fine. But can you make me laugh and make me go, oh, at the same time? Very few rappers have that, I'm going to make you laugh and make you go, oh, I can't believe you made that comparison at the same time. Like, that kind of entertaining flow, an entertaining approach, but at the same time being heavy with the bars. Not a lot of rappers have that, and that's something that people don't give Wayne enough credit for. So, next song, Hitters. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. He spends half this album just flexing. The other half is him being, introspective with the topics and varying in the things that he's rapping about. But most of it is just him letting you know, like, hey, that top 5 list you was making, don't be so quick to take me off of that for Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. I have beef with that, by the way. Like, they don't even have a whole discography for real. And people just want to be like, oh, I haven't heard from Wayne in a while. He's out of here. Come on. Stop that. Stop it. Like, that's ungrateful. That's like if you bought your kid a Christmas gift, great Christmas gift, 4 years in a row, and then like 2 years maybe you didn't have it, or whatever the case may be. People forget that you actually have good Christmas gift buying abilities, and then all of a sudden you pop up with another Christmas gift, but now you off the list. Nobody think about you no more. Like, that's what that feels like, and I can't stand that about how fickle we've become in that respect.
Tell them throw their pride out, roll the windows back up, money in the air. Who said white man can't jump? Catch that nigga late night on the phone at a gas pump. Let me get the phone and the car once it's gassed up. AK-47 make a sitting duck stand up. I can let it blast, but I much rather have one.
AK-47 make a sitting duck stand up. I can blast, but I'd rather have one. Like,
sitting on this money to me feel like a cactus. I'm sticking to this shit. You would have been a hop your ass up.
Like, this is a just in case you forgot that I can rap. Next song. I'm not gonna keep making them points.
You never know when your close runs is a pussy till your nose run. Big and back being boom. Trigger happy as goons. Bigger mansion and pool. I need a map of this room. Don't need a casket to view 'em. We lead the rats in the sewers. I'm speeding past in the noise. Soft top like the Jordan. Special sweatshirt bands on. All daddy get his hands on. Fuck your bitch for a Sam's card, a SIM card, and an Android. Shots all in the airway. Bullets make him do ballet. Pulling triggers like hairspray. Shoot him in the head, bad hand day.
Now see again with the way to kill you gun bars. Like, again, it does get repetitive. I never once said to anyone about this album so far, and I've talked to quite a few people on social media about this, I did not say that this was his best body of work and it was going to be. You appreciate him for what he is and what he isn't at times. And that flow, again, like that flow he's been adopting as of late. Like that, like that cadence, it can get repetitive. But again, I don't see how the criticism of him getting and being repetitive can stand against 90% of what people enjoy today. Now, granted, you do expect him to approach it a little bit differently, but you can't knock him if he finds a flow or a pocket and a cadence and appreciates it so much that you find him jumping on different songs with it. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and say I have an unbiased opinion of him. My opinion of him is very biased, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't like when people count out people who have provided them so much. Like, it's not like Wayne just came out, gave us 3 albums, then decided to be trash. That's not it. Wayne has given us years. I'm talking about years. Like, he's 37. He's been in the game since he was like 14. He's given us years of material, quality material. And again, his best album to me, I'm talking about studio album. Excuse me. His best studio album to me was Carter 2. His best overall body of work was No Ceilings. And when you have those two things as your peak pinnacle benchmark Wayne, you really can't go much higher than those things. So when I listen to him on the basis of what were the middle of the road songs on those two projects. And then you go across. Carter 4 was really good, so I go across. I gauge him against his past work, not against other people who... I don't compare him to a Jay-Z. I don't compare him to a Fabulous. I don't compare him to a Pusha T, because you can't. Whether the subject matter is similar or not, I compare Wayne to Wayne. So, in saying that, the next 3 songs start this off right. Demon and Mess and Dope New Gospel, really subpar. Really subpar. And I'm not going to play them because that's 4 songs in a row where I was kind of like, I guess. But the rest of the album, Perfect Strangers, Used To, and Let It All Work Out. Like, the second half of the album, I'm going to say the second half of the album, if I'm judging it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a hard 7. Only based on the fact that the songs that I enjoy, I really enjoy them. And that first half of the album, before Took His Time. So if he would have left it at 14 songs, stopped at hitters, I would have given that album a 9 out of 10 already. Oh, even though I didn't like Famous and I didn't like What About Me. I didn't like those 2 songs, but I still would have given it a 9 out of 10 because it was a very enjoyable album before that. Now, if I'm judging it from 15 to 23, these last 8 songs, I would give it a 5. Like, it would be such a 5 that I'd kind of be like, I give it a 5, and then you would look at me and be like, be honest. And I'd be like, all right, I give it a 4. So if you take my 4 and my 9, I gotta say 7. But I want this to be understood. Wayne is still one of the best. And that's what I don't want to be overlooked. Wayne is still one of the best. He put his blood, sweat, and tears into the first half of this album, wanted to give his fans more as far as versatility and range, and the album suffered because of that second half. That's just my honest opinion. You guys are probably going to fry me in the comments, which I'm totally cool with, but that's why I do this. Wayne Stephen with Next Level Lifestyle.